Good morning, everyone. This is Cheryl with Cam Art. I'm getting ready to start my next project. It's going to be with this 30-inch round mirror that I picked up at one of our local garage sales. I thought it was really pretty. I'm going to clean it up quite a bit and then paint it white and then put some art on it. So I'm thinking that what I'm going to do is use this as my inspiration. This is a painting I did several years ago, and I still love this painting. I really like this little island scene back here. I'm gonna probably put that in the mirror. The ocean will be made out of art resin in the mirror, and then so this will be a fun project to do, and let's get started on it. So I've been cleaning on this piece for about 30 minutes. This is a 30 by 30 mirror. It does have a backing to it, cardboard backing. So the first thing I did was I covered the mirror with some paper, and then I used masking tape to make sure I get as close to the edges as possible. Then I've been taking this Clorox wipes. This is plastic, so Clorox wipes is a good thing to use. Been going through, cleaning it really well, preparing it for the next process, which will be primer. I'm going to spray paint it with this primer because it is plastic. It's kind of slick. And then the last coat will be a couple coats of this cream colored white. And once all that's done and it's dried, then I'll start working on the paint. So as you can see, we have our first layer of primer on this. It looks really good. Spray came out really nice and even. So perfect day for it. There's no wind, nice sunshine. It'll be dried in no time, and I'll start adding the layers of paint on top of this. Good morning, everyone. This is the next day. I went ahead yesterday and I took that gold frame or mirror and I put a coat of primer on it, and then I put a couple of coats of paint, spray paint. I'm going to polyurethane this morning while that was drying yesterday. I went ahead and I rendered the drawing of what it's going to look like on the mirror. Don't know that I'll leave a sand in down here. May or may not. What I want to make sure is I get this distance fill into this lighthouse. So we'll see how that works. And we're going to use the polyurethane. I have a couple of brushes. I have a medium-sized brush that I use for polyurethane. Then I have a small brush, just a little cheap brush, that I'll be using to get in all those little crevices. Another secret that I use is I have an old cake decorating stand that I use in my shop. So I can put this on here, and I can move it around as I'm polyurethane it. And I got my trusty cup. Looks like we may not have baseball this year, so I'll have to enjoy the cups through the cups. And so I did use our shop vac after I got through sanding off a few of the little areas on this frame to make sure I got all the dust out from all these little areas. There's lots of little nooks and crannies. So I used the shop vac to make sure that all the dust was removed. This polyurethane will just make this frame shine. Going to do the inner layer first, and then come back around, and I'll work myself to the middle layer of this frame and then the outside layer. I think it's just much easier to methodically work it in the layers. And the next time we get together, we'll start working on this to look like. So this is what it looks like. I wanted to get a little bit closer where you can see how I told you that I scuffed up some of the white paint to give it more of an aged look. This. So I have the Lightkeeper's house painted, some trees painted. Put some tape down here to keep that sky resin from going through. I take the back of this so that the resin will not come through as seal in. I've also put some hot glue along the trees to keep the sky resin from going in there. Pre-mix the resin to this real pretty sky blue color. And we're getting ready to layer it on. So I added another layer of art resin for the sand. I used unbleached titanium and burnt umber for the colors in this. And then I have these little shells I collect while I'm on vacation. Also went up to this area, added a little bit of that to that island that's going to come out with the lighthouse. Looks real messy now, but it's going to be pretty when I finish it. So I'm going to walk away for about 12 hours and then come back and either start painting up where the lighthouse will be, or add another layer of art resin for the water. So this is a real simple little cabin I just painted. It took me about 5 minutes maybe to paint it. Thought I had the recorder on, but I didn't. So now I'm going to go back and add back in the trees that we put in yesterday. and then I put the cloud over it. some distance trees, got the little path from the lighthouse, got some yellow lights from the highlights going out into the sky. Might add a little bit of white to that. And I think we're ready to do the rest of our resin. Alright everyone, we're going to get started with our putting our resin on the ocean. I put some tape here to protect that horizon line as much as possible. We have a real pretty blue from Glidden, kind of a sky blue. I use emerald Indian paint. I put phthalo acrylic paint in this one. And then I use Indian white in this one. I will probably go back and add some acrylic in it because when I've used this before it didn't turn out so well, but I thought I'd try it again. And these are the Indian inks that I'm using. And I just use the Liquitex phthalo blue. Pretty.
She's waiting for love to be realized. I'll send her